Spending down 13.6, down 13.6. Of course, we've never seen spending at these levels. It goes back to 1946. That is the largest drop on record. And if we look at the income side, it's trickling in. So I will move towards the advanced goods trade balance number. Now, this is for April, minus $69.7 billion. So it continues to get more negative. What's interesting here is if you just go back a couple of months to February of 2020, it was a whisker under $60 billion, and that was the smallest since September 2016. So you could see there's some growth there. Now, let's go back to the spending side. The spending side, as I said, was 13.6. The income is now 10.5. 10.5. This is kind of wild. I'm a bit shocked, actually. It's a positive number. At least that's what I'm seeing on the news. 10.5. So income is moving up, and I'm not exactly sure the reasons why, where these distortions are. But do keep in mind on the income side, the historic number on income was minus 4.7. That was in January 2013. So we could definitely see that that number is kind of an oddball there. And if we look at the deflator on the personal consumption expenditure on a month-over-month basis, that was down 0.5%. It was up 0.5% year over year, of course, because you get that distance going back. You kind of muffle over March and April there. And finally, month-over-month on the deflator, minus 0.4. Later on today, we're going to have the Chicago PMI. That's always an important. We see wholesale inventories also popping up. That's up 0.4, April preliminary. And inventory is going to be a big deal at some point in a huge way. Retail inventories coming out down 3.6, also an April number. So that rounds out all the data as it's trickled in. But inventories, whether they build or not, as we move to the future, will give us some demand issues, which really is the question. You know, how much have we masked over trying to make people whole, give them money to spend during this shutdown as we reopening? How is that going to all pan out when we see the dust settle on the other side of the coronavirus? Will employers and employees be matched up again? Will there be extra chairs when the music begins? It's all very complicated. I will tell you, though, that some of the biggest moves this week are in foreign exchange. And at the head of the list is the euro versus the dollar. It's basically a 2.5 months high. The dollar index at appropriate 2.5 month low. But what's interesting is the dynamics behind this. Shared debt, and I talked about this weeks ago, is going to be really bullish for their currency. And the dollar index, after closing below some very key levels yesterday, may be challenging, unchanged on the year at some point. It's still up about 1.5%. It settled around 96.40 at the end of last year.